It's been a while since I've done a video of just me talking, but there's something I really need to get off my chest, and I don't know how to process it, especially with stuff that's happened as of late that I haven't really kept the channel posted on. Not long ago, in fact, about a week ago at most, I lost my Twitch channel. Run it short, it was a mix of things. I was drinking, and I also had just lost a loved one, and I was just in a mentality of fuck everybody and fuck everything. And I folded back onto some, how do I put this? Some undealt with, I guess vendettas or like grudges, I guess. And I know holding on to grudges isn't a good thing, but I obviously I'm not gonna put it on full blast here, but I'm just gonna say what I feel towards what I said and who I said it about. I feel 100% strongly on. I meant what I said. I don't regret it. I'm just upset I lost my channel over it, because it's a matter of somebody had more power than me, at least I think, and somebody got upset, and I don't have as much pull as they do. Whatever. The circumstances are what they are. It's just, it sucks. And I know it seems really stupid because my channel wasn't even big to anybody's standards, I guess, but to mine, I'd built that for 8 years. That channel had been my platform for 8 years. There was clips on that channel that are like recollections of me growing up, right? You know, the channel was fairly successful, I'd like to imagine. You know, I managed to purchase my house, my car, my equipment that I currently have because of it. And yeah, I haven't stopped streaming. I'm still on Kick, and I'm trying to do more other fields of content, but I'm really disheartened. And it hurts a lot because I put so much time and effort into that platform, and for it to be gone, for what I believe to be somebody's feelings getting hurt. I'll say this right now, I was banned for violent hate speech. And I don't have any footage to prove it, but I could tell you this right now, that's not what it was. There's like my dicey stuff that I always say, but I've never had a problem with it, and that's just been, I've just talked a little bit more reckless than some other people would on this platform. I knew the line though. But when I talked about something specific, stepped away to go get a drink, the channel was gone by the time I got back. And yeah, some people could just say move on. It is what it is. Like, you got banned for a reason, obviously. Maybe you're right, maybe you're wrong. I don't know. I feel like it was a dumb reason, especially being that person themselves, and I will say person, have achieved things through illegitimate processes. And it really sucks. Because, I built everything I have over the course of 8 years and finally had a slice of success. And I saw, a goal through this. I always had a goal with this. I still do. But I can't lie. Losing the Twitch channel really sucked, because regardless of everything I've done, regardless of all that, it was just treated like a bot interaction pretty much. Like, I sent an appeal explaining what happened. I understand I was under the influence, but I'm not somebody who speaks belligerent without meaning and knowing what he's saying is truthful. Unless it's obvious I'm messing around. But, yes, my emotions were high, granted. and I was also under the influence, but I knew what I was saying. And everything I was saying was true. I didn't speak badly of anybody. I was just speaking on things that have happened. So for it to be violent hate speech, that was the result of my channel getting banned, permanently banned. Sucks. And I can have tried to appeal in 6 months. All the signs kind of point to it's not going to happen. I hope it does. And granted, whether it does, whether it doesn't, I don't plan on stopping. I don't plan on changing. Because this wasn't something that should have happened. Whatever, maybe that's a bias, but I've been trying to like figure out what I've been feeling as of late, because I felt like this restless like urge, I guess. And I'm beginning to realize what it is. It's that I lost 8 years of documentation of the effort I've put into this. Not this in particular, but Twitch. You know? And immediately, I had noticed an immediate like tank in my community, which sucks. The core that's always been there is still there, which is nice. But it almost felt like, which I don't know, again, I don't expect people to, oh, are you okay? Like, obviously no. It's just like yeah, I expected that to happen if I lost my Twitch. It just really sucks seeing it happen. Like, people that came in every day that aren't exactly as active in, say, my Discords or anything else like that, just to vanish like that. And some of them still are part of the community. Some of them still, like, have means of connection. Or some of them, I believe, do have my new socials. Whatever, right? It was, and again, this isn't a thing that I feel entitled. It's just, like, it's weird to see how these people were like, hey, you know, these were members. I don't like just saying these were viewers. These were members. These guys felt like they had a place to stay. These guys felt like they had a, you know, stream to come to constantly. And it was consistent. And then for all that to fall off the face of the earth, some people know what happened, some people don't. And some people that I was friends with through doing streaming, I haven't really reached out to, just because it is what it is. I don't know. I just feel really weird way about it, because like I built so much on that platform. And to make, if people who come across this video happen to not know me, my name's Swoosh. I go by Swooshly on Twitch. Well, used to go by Swooshly on Twitch. I now stream on Kick. It's just Swooshly0. I had an old account on Kick that I lost access to way back when. But, and I have been planning on other endeavors, or not endeavors, but like other projects and other means of growth. And I know it takes time and all that. It just, I don't know, losing all that account had such big events. It had the day after I graduated on that account, you know? And I don't know. It really sucks, because I gave that account and that project and that passion so many years of my life. And for what I think it might have been, because they didn't give me any explanation either. The Twitch ban doesn't have anything telling me what exactly I got banned over. So it makes me just think like, you know, it's probably that person. Like, that I lost so much effort and so much time because somebody got their feelings hurt over something that I was saying that was truthful. And honestly, I'm nobody to be a bitch about what I'm trying to say. The person I'm talking about, or I was talking about, is Steamy Snuggler, a Twitch streamer, VTuber on Twitch. They're also on YouTube. They do War Thunder just like I did, and I still do. They they are a very twisted individual. Who uses a voice changer to face as a girl. And, trick their audience, gooner bait their audience and all that. And there are clips and there's evidence out there to prove this, but this video, I'm just saying what needs to be said. I'm not going to go on the whole how to prove this and all that. But they use a voice changer. There's proof out there. If you know where to look. What I was mainly speaking of about them when I got banned was the fact that they tried white knighting my wife, insinuating I was domestically abusive or verbally abusive to my wife. And I was speaking... What the fuck? I was speaking of that on my stream, saying how it's stupid as fuck, and you have to be someone super pitiful to try to white knight somebody's wife and insinuate that they're abusive to them. That's pretty weird. Including saying things like, oh, does your wife know you talk to people, or know you're talking to people like this with this kind of attitude or this demeanor? Whatever, I was speaking down to that because, who is anybody to get between a person and their partner? Whatever. Maybe I was a little bit over the top, but everything I spoke of was factual. The fact that it's a guy with a voice changer, the fact that they tried white knighting my wife, the fact that they tried drawing in people into a problem that was just between me and them. It was all stuff that I can prove, and multiple people would vouch for me. Not that I want to pull in multiple people to this, but I only spoke of things that were truthful. And I get really upset about it because if everything I was saying was violent hate speech just because that person got upset, I cannot believe that somebody who at first wanted to make it seem like they were going to collab with me, but rather wanted to use people, not just me, I'm no big fucking deal, but it's a fucking pattern they do, that they wanted to use people, try to act as friends, but realistically use them as stepping stones to slingshot themselves upward. And in the end, they started using bots. I called them out on using bots. And there's proof also on the fact that they were using bots when Twitch initiated that new bot ban wave. Their view time, their view hours was cut in half effectively or something like that. Some crazy thing like that. It's really frustrating where, I spend so much time on my platform. And the reason why and I know I said I wouldn't go down a rabbit hole with this, but the reason why I have such a massive grudge towards that person is because they kind of actually took a little bit of the joy out of streaming for me. There was a period of time where me and them were partners. In fact, there's a YouTube video on my old channel, which is just the same name as this one. I think just with an uppercase S. With them in it. We used to be friends. And they would constantly nitpick at every little thing that I would do for streaming. And as much as I hate to say it, they left an impression on me that I could not forget, nor could I forgive. Especially after the interaction with them trying to insinuate that I was verbally abusive to my wife, or that my wife didn't have anybody to communicate with in my household because I was so aggressive. But, that's a large part of it. So it's just losing my account because of something I had a problem with voiced and they possibly got their feelings hurt over sucks, because I've always tried to be a genuine person. I've always tried to be somebody who was, nice, or at least not even nice. At least somebody who, as long as you're good, I'm good kind of thing. But, there's some people out there who just, I don't know exactly how to explain it. Yeah, the ban is my fault. I'm not blaming them for it. It's my fault. I guess I was speaking too much of it. But I'll tell you right now, everything I was saying was factual. Minus, and the only opinionated thing would just be how I felt about it. But I mean, I don't think it's illogical to say, hey, you're a piece of shit for trying to insinuate my wife doesn't have anybody to talk to because I'm quote unquote verbally abusive, whatever. And like, I still feel really weird about it. Like, when I think of it, when I speak of it, and I think it's even happening now, where I get like almost like a frustrated tremor. And I just feel frustrated over this to begin with because, again, I've done so much with streaming. So to lose it to somebody who is so two-faced, I guess, who has downright said to me they hate their viewers, who has, who nitpicked at every little thing I did as a streamer at a certain point in time, and then is possibly the reason I lost my account. I would like to think so because, like I said, the last few things I said were directed towards them. It's really frustrating, especially where I grinded everything I have legitimately, and they just botted their way. They fucking cheated. They pulled people as like skipping stones almost, or like stepping stones. And yeah, that's maybe me like letting my feelings into it. But it really sucks that I lost my account to somebody like that. And for the longest time, I never wanted to speak to them, at least publicly. Like, at least hashing out exactly why I felt the way I did. Because all the times I would just like, yo, fuck this person, Why? Why can't I? And I never directed hate towards them. I mean, like in the case of like where I told my viewers to go from, I always told them, hey man, my beef is with them is my beef. My streaming is just a way for me to vent, pretty much. So like, I get it. Some people can maybe say like, oh well, you probably shouldn't put that out on air. Maybe you're right. Like I said, I got banned. It's my fault that I got banned. But also, just because I say something doesn't mean anybody else has the right to act on it. Will people do that? Of course. That's just how it is. But I'm really upset. I'm really upset. And it's never been about the money. Although the money has been great from streaming. I won't even lie. I've made probably alone, and just because I don't like, okay, I've made a lot of money off streaming within the time that I have, and it's never been about the money, but the money is awesome. I've made probably close to 10 to 5 figures just off streaming within the last 2 years. People will tell you I made four figures a month off streaming. I've probably made almost 10K in total off streaming within the last 2 years. And that's a fucking blessing in and of itself. Do you know how crazy that is for people on the internet to find me as somebody that they enjoy and they enjoy watching and supporting, to donate so much money, to like, send so much support in times when I was in need, in times when I needed help, in times when I couldn't fucking eat. My viewers would help. It's never been about the money. It's always been about like, how do I say this? It's about the community. No, but like, I'm like the idea of it. I created a community not for the sake of myself, but for the sake of like, hey, I know what it's like to not have a group of friends or people to like call your own. So knowing that there's a group of people now that are friends because I managed to cultivate something, I feel really good about, because hey, these people now have some sort of I think the words would be solace. Because I knew what that was like. I fucking hated that feeling of not having, like, I didn't have friends for the longest time. I started streaming alone. And a lot of people actually in the community became some of my friends. Some of the very first members that actually became some of my friends. A lot of them, actually. And it just sucks. Because I had this drive. And I still have a drive. I'm just very, very upset about it right now. And I know, I don't want to call it a second win, but I know I have what it takes to do this. And I know what I have. I have the passion for it. I've never once wanted to cheat this. I've never once wanted to fully only monetize this. I want to be in a position where I could do the content I love and do the stuff that I like. And that inadvertently lets me continue doing it more. And I'm not saying I want to be a multi-fucking billionaire fucking streamer or YouTuber and all that shit. I like making content. And for the last few months, I haven't been doing it because I've been feeling really shit about it lately. And I've been feeling really like stumped, I guess. And then with this, it was almost a bit of a wake-up call where it's like, all right, if you really are serious about this, you don't need Twitch. You don't need it. It's helpful, but you don't need it. Which is, yeah, you know, that makes sense. So it's just, it's like recollecting 8 years that I've lost. You know, I've lost 8 years of my life because the account, you know, is gone. I'll try to get it back in 6 months, but that's going to be 2026, you know? And it does suck. It sucks a lot because I put so much time into this. And for it to be gone just like that is just, it's crazy to me, you know? But this is a mix of I'm sorry, not to Steamy, to my community. I still hold everything against you, by the way. I guess, I don't know. It's a mix of I'm sorry to my community because I lost, you know, our totem. And then it's a thank you because those who have still stuck around or have always stuck around, it's hard to explain what that means to me because almost a decade of streaming, and I managed to create a community within that time. And that there is a group in there that is tightly knit as it is. It makes me feel really good. And it's not like trying to do the trophy friending thing where you're like, oh, you guys are friends because of me, so you need to thank me. No, it's just seeing what I've created and seeing what people have enjoyed that I've created is a really good feeling. Not for the sake of like expecting something in return, but it's just a matter of I built something people genuinely like and something can like confide in, you know? So having that feeling is a big factor in why I do this and why I've done it for so long. And it does suck. I can't lie. It sucks so much that I lost all of it. But I will say it's a bit of a wake-up call. Where if I do want to do this and I want to take it serious and I want to learn how to fucking take this further, I do need to figure out with or without Twitch. Twitch was just a matter of like, hey, I could see how my community's doing daily. We can interact. We can play games together daily and at that moment. But being disconnected from it is something I'm not used to. Being disconnected from all the effort I've put in over time is something I'm not used to. So it's just a new front. It's a new story. It's a new chapter. It is what it is. And I just want to say thank you to all of you who have supported me, either on Twitch, on here, on fucking TikTok, on whatever. And I'm sorry that I lost so much of the quantified, like a tangible proof of effort and, you know, your guys' support. Right? Like, I do feel guilty about it because how many people, you know, donated and how many people supported by showing up every day to my Twitch, and I lost it, you know? So it's just, I don't plan on quitting. I don't. Because this is something that I've felt deep inside my soul that I can find something here. And I have found something. But, and maybe it's selfish, but I want more. I want to create more. Not just have more. I want to create more. And you know, offer that to more people. I don't want it to just be a thing where I feel gridlocked. I want this to be something where I'm like, I will be greater, and I will be better, and I will be bigger, and I will be sharpened at every little thing that I do. And if I get Twitch back, I get it back. But if I don't, like I said, I can figure it out with or without. But in the end, That doesn't stop me. I don't want to stop. I love this. I love. If you guys have seen my old channel, you know there's passion there, and a lot of it was lost inadvertently to a handful of individuals, and the people who have been with my community long enough know who those people are. Let's say 3 prominent individuals. But every time I learned something way more prominent than I ever did the time before. So I think this is just another thing that I am not realizing. But every time one of those individuals effectively shifted my view because of a very, very ill interaction, I had gotten better at what I did. I lost Twitch, which I almost wanted to accept defeat and stop streaming, stop doing content, stop all that. But, after a few days of thinking on it, every time there was something that I felt really bad about or really shit about after the fact, I got way better at doing doing what I was doing, or at doing my craft, or at doing my creations. And I'm seeing this as no different. It sucks what it costed, unfortunately. But, again, I don't plan on stopping. I want to thank every single one of you who have supported me throughout the years and have inadvertently watched me grow up from a 13-year-old to 20 years old. I started streaming on the platform when I was like 12 or 13. I have my own house, my own car, my equipment, my PC, my monitors, everything. Because of you guys. 7 to 8 years of this. I might as well do it till I die, I guess. But I just wanted to say thank you guys for everything. And I'm sorry, but thank you. And we will build back everything we've had. And we'll build more. With or without Twitch, unfortunately. Well, we'll see. But either way, thank you for watching. Deuces.